Saxon Algebra 2. Greetings, my students. Such a pleasure to meet with you here again. You know, I was just going about my business and I thought, man, if only I had a couple of lessons of math to teach, I would be so much happier. And then I remembered, oh my gosh, I do. I have 2 more lessons to teach to those fabulous Algebra 2 students this week. So here I am. I'm going to do back-to-back. I'm just going to do spoilers right now. I'm going to do 103 and then I'm going to do 104. So back-to-back glory for you. Lesson 103 is advanced polynomial division. Now, polynomial division is kind of a headache. We don't do a lot of it. We did it last year. I think we've done a little this year. We're going to make it a little bit harder, but not by much. And remember, the problems look like this. You're going to groan when you see them. Divide x cubed plus y cubed by x plus y. And it says divide there. I didn't write that down. Here, let me do it. Right? Divide that by that. Which means is we have to use the division box and do it the long way with the 4 steps. This goes in the box. And as we're writing it in, we remember, oh, isn't there some weird thing about when they don't have every term and you have to put zeros in? Yes, there is. Where do the zeros go and what exactly are the terms? Excuse me. Don't worry about it. You don't have to know. Just do this. Put the x to the third at the very beginning, and let's put y third way back down here. I don't know what we're going to have to add in. We'll just leave a lot of room and figure it out as we go. All right? That's my advice. We're dividing it by that. Okay, so here we go. Remember, there are 4 steps to regular division: estimate, multiply, subtract, and bring down. You've been doing that since, like, I don't know, 4th grade, something like that. We use the very same steps. We just have to tweak them ever so slightly to be this. We ask ourselves, what do we have to multiply by x to get x cubed? That's how we estimate. What do we have to multiply by this outside term only? We ignore that. What do we multiply by this to get that? Well, that's easy. That's x squared, right? That's the estimating part. Now we multiply. X times x squared times x is x cubed. This is positive, right? There's no negatives there. X squared y. Okay, then remember we have to do this careful thing when we actually subtract, right? We have to put a minus sign out here. That changes this into a minus sign. So I'm going to circle it to remind myself I already changed it. I already fixed it. X cubed minus x cubed, that's really easy. That's 0. Okay, now this is where we run into our first drama. We don't have a term like this, so let's make one. 0 x squared y. We just take the letters we want, put a 0 in front of it, put a plus sign, and now we've got that space filled in and we're fine. So we need to subtract, right? It's circled, so I remember I did it. So I'm going to do minus x squared y. What do we have to multiply by x to get minus x squared y? Okay, that would be minus xy, right? Yes. Just double checking, making sure. Okay. So now we actually multiply x times minus xy. We get minus x squared y. And then we have to do this part. We ignore it when we're estimating, but we pay attention to it when we're multiplying, the second step. This is going to be minus xy squared, right? Because we have 2 y's and 1 x. Okay. Parentheses. Subtracting. Now we can change this one too, right? We're adding there and we're adding there. Okay, so this minus sign has done its job. This cancels. Good. That's what we wanted. That goes to 0. More drama. We don't have an xy squared term, but that's fine. Just plus 0. Okay. Now we're doing this 0 plus, this is an invisible 1. You can put that there if that helps you. Same thing here, right? If it helps you, go ahead and do it. But now it's 0 plus 1, so our next answer is xy squared. Okay. That's that we don't have anything to bring down, and I don't know what letters I'm going to create in the next pass. I mean, I could guess if I wanted, but I'm not going to guess. So I'm not going to bring down yet. I'm going to multiply first on my next pass, and then I'll figure out what I want to bring down, and then I'll bring it down. Okay, so I've got this left over from my subtracting. I'm skipping the bringing down, just as I did here, because I don't know what letters I want yet. I go back up here. What do I have to multiply by x to get xy squared? Oh, okay, plus y squared. Now we multiply xy squared, and this becomes y cubed. Oh, okay, I'm going to write it way over here so it lines up with my y cubed. I left more than enough space, and that is positive, right? Yes, that's positive and that's positive. Okay, we're going to subtract this. This is going to turn into a negative. I circle it. Here comes the subtraction. Xy squared minus xy squared, yay, that's nothing. X cubed minus, that's a y. Y cubed minus y cubed also comes out to 0. So there's no remainder. So our final answer is that. And guess what? We got it right. Yay, team. All right, you know what the more good news is? There's only one more example. I'm going to do it on the next page, but I'm going to come back to this because this original problem that we had right here is going to come back to us in another few lessons. Okay, so I'll come back to that, but don't worry about it for now. We're moving on. We're going to do the other example for this lesson. And I'll just write this up here. The other one was divide. Oops. Can't spell. X cubed plus y cubed by x plus y. And our answer was x squared minus xy plus y squared. Okay, so that was last time. All right, I'm going to draw a line there so we don't confuse that with this problem. This problem says divide. I'm going to spell it right this time. The irony, you guys, is that for the past couple hours while I was watching TV, I have been playing one of those word games where you get like 6 letters and you have to see how many words you can make out of it. I was destroying at this game. I was doing really, really well. And now I sit down to do math. I can't even spell divide properly. So I guess I used up all my spelling skills for the night. Okay, divide x cubed minus y cubed by x minus y. This looks a lot like that, doesn't it? Except there's minuses instead of pluses. Okay. And then I'm going to leave room to write our answer right here. I'll do it like this. And we'll write our answer right there. Don't pay attention to that line. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to do x cubed and I'm going to go y cubed. Again, we could guess what terms we're going to need. But let's not even put that on ourselves. Let's just divide and see what we get and not stress over it, all right? How many times, what do we multiply by x to get x cubed? The answer is x squared. X squared times x is x cubed, and this becomes minus x squared y. Agreed? Because there's a minus sign. We're going to subtract. That means this turns into a plus. I'll go ahead and fill it in now. I know I need an x squared y. Notice there are plus signs or sometimes minus signs, but we can't just write terms up here. We have to connect them, right? Okay, with plus signs because we're going to be subtracting and it needs to all make sense. All right, now we're ready to subtract. I changed this. These cancel. I didn't do that in the last problem. I should do that. And we get x squared y right here. Now we figure out what do we multiply by x to get x squared y, and that is positive x y, right? One of each, and that will give us 2 x's. Okay, that looks good. Let's multiply now. xy times x is x squared y minus, and this becomes xy squared. Am I right? Okay. It must be so frustrating for you guys when I make mistakes, and you must be like, no! no. When is she going to find it? When is she going to fix it? And I usually do, but it's got to be kind of intense when I am, before I figure it out, right? Okay, this minus changes this into a plus. I circle it. All right. And I can see what term I'm going to need next, so I'm going to add 0xy squared. Don't even stress about trying to figure them out ahead of time. Just give yourself a space to write in the blanks and figure it out as you go. Okay, now I'm good. X squared y minus x squared y, goodbye. 0 plus, and this is, you can put a 1 there if you want. 0 plus 1 xy squared is xy squared. Yay. We're doing really well, right? This is okay. All right, what do we multiply by x to get xy squared? Y squared, right? We multiply, that's xy squared minus y cubed. Oh, I'm going to write that over a ways. Did I copy the problem wrong? Yeah, I did. See that minus sign right there? There should be a minus sign right there. Okay? So now I'm happy with it. This is what I'm subtracting, so this changes to a plus. I foresaw trouble because we didn't have that minus sign there. And I knew it wasn't going to work out right. And I looked at the problem and I saw, aha, I forgot that. But there it is. Okay, so now we subtract. Minus y cubed plus y cubed, it comes out to 0. So this is our final answer. I'm formatting it so it looks like this. I'm not going to put a box around it this time, but that's the right answer. And I'm going to give you spoilers. I'm just trying to look ahead and see which lesson it is. Lesson 108. Lesson 108. We're going to learn something called the sum and difference of two cubes. See this right here? This x cubed plus y cubed. We're going to learn that that can be factored. You don't even have to think about it, but we just proved it. It's going to be this, x plus y, times this, x squared minus xy. Okay? We took this and we divided it by that and we got that. That proves that this times this equals that. And that's what we're going to learn in lesson 108, is that this equals that times that. And there they are. Cool? This is called the sum of two cubes. And then we're going to learn with it something called the difference of two cubes. I can imagine how excited you are right now to be getting these fabulous advance warnings, our early warning system for new topics. We found out that this equals that times that, and we're going to write that y cubed minus, or x cubed minus y cubed equals x minus y quantity times x squared plus xy plus y squared. So when we get to lesson 108 and we learn that there's this thing called the sum of two cubes and the difference of two cubes, I'm going to point us back to this lesson, 103, and say, look, you guys, we proved this by doing the division the long way. Now you don't have to do that division, just memorize this, but you'll already know that if you forget, like if you forget this part, you can just do these problems. It's easier just to memorize it, really. All right, I'm excited about that. I don't know if you are, but that's the end of lesson 103. Yay! One more for this week. Goodbye.